Hello students, welcome again all of you. So students, as you all know, we are doing continuation part of chapter number 12, Food for All, part 3. So in this lecture, we will going to learn about the food storage and conservation of environment. So students, let's begin for the topic of this chapter 12, Food for All. So students, as we store food grains at our home, we don't go daily in grocery shops, right? To buy the things. Usually, you must have seen in your home also, we store all groceries things once in a month. We store that in our home. When it is needed, that time we used all kind of food material at a time. Exactly in the same manner, there are many varieties of animals which are found around us, even they store the food materials. Students, you can see the picture in your textbook page number 61. You can see squirrel and honeybee. So, they also store the food material, right? Why they store the food material? When they need, they can use that food material which they collect and store. So even animal apart from human being, they also store food materials. Insects like ant store food. Bees collect nectar from flowers and store it in a honey bin in the form of honey. Squirrels store seeds because these animals store food. It is available to them when they need. So along with the animals, don't you think students that plant also store food materials? As you all know that plant are busy in producing the food. So even there are some plants that store food, like leafy vegetable which we are consume, that is also a part of the plant. Fruit we consume, that also a part of the plant. So bulbs of plants such as onion, garlic, ginger, potatoes, etc., they all parts of the stems of the plants. Radish, sweet potatoes, beetroot are the roots of their plants. So students, what is that? Garlic, onion, potatoes, ginger, these are the stem of the plant. And radish, sweet potato, beetroots are the root of their plants. These plants store food in their stems or root. We too store food in our home according to the needs, right? So students, in India, due to improved method of cultivation, we now produce plenty of food grains. The production exceeds the demand. The surplus food grain is stored in huge warehouse. Sometimes production is affected by a disaster such as flood, drought, a cyclone or hailstorm. At such time, students, the stored surplus grains can be used for the people. It can also be used for people displaced due to disaster like an earthquake. Do you know, once upon a time, there were many people in India, they were dying because of hunger. They were dying because of malnourishment, and these people, they were not getting proper amount of food also. And then there is a scientist who started working together to produce the more amount of food stuff so that at least basic needs of the people can be fulfilled. Today our country is self-reliant. As far as production of food grain is concerned, we are also able to export the surplus grains. the tremendous increase in food grains production in our country was achieved during the Green Revolution. So, students, who is he? Can you tell students? This is a scientist called Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who are credited for the Green Revolution. So, students, who is the father of the Green Revolution? Can you tell? The father of Green Revolution is Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. So, because of Dr. Swaminathan, our country becomes self-reliant and we are producing more amount of food grains, and that's why we are able to export food grains to the other countries also. Okay, students, so always remember the father of the Green Revolution is Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. What do you mean by food security, students? Food is a basic need, as you all know. So many countries have made laws to ensure that every person gets sufficient food according to their needs. That means under food security law, it ensures that each and every individual in that particular country gets the enough amount of food supply. So, this food security is applied by all the countries. In 2013, our country too enacted a food security law. It has made it possible to fight ills like malnutrition, starvation, and death due to hunger. As I told you just now, there was a time when people not able to get enough amount of food stuff to fulfill their basic needs, right? So under these law, the basic needs of the people, it is getting fulfilled now. Okay. As you know that there are many farmers in India, they are not that much educated, and these farmers today also they are using traditional method of agriculture. And you know that farmer need good harvest, and if farmer get good harvest, eventually they get good income. So as farmer not much educated, government has initiated agricultural assistant program. Now students, what is agriculture assistant program? Through this program, farmers are given proper information and guidance about the latest technology as they are using traditional method of agriculture, right student? So through this program, they get the guidance about the latest technology, irrigation facilities, improved seeds, use of fertilizers and pesticides, etc. So they can also get weather forecast and other agriculture related information from these assistant centers. In additional, agricultural school agricultural schools have also been started for farmers. Members of a farmer's family can learn about new technology at this school. Agriculture produce marketing committees hold exhibitions too for farmers. The agricultural department of the government, agriculture universities, television, newspaper, and various periodicals work for the spread of modern technology of agriculture. Now, it is possible for all farmers to use these modern methods to increase production, increase income, right? The whole country benefits from these efforts. So students, what we have learned in this chapter, there are two main agriculture season, the Kharif and the Rabi season. Using improved method of farming leads to an increase in production. Farmers can get information about modern agriculture technology through agriculture assistant programs. So students, here we have completed chapter number 12, Food for All. Hope you understood the chapter. Okay students, thank you.